Welcome to part 3 of your quantum walk. I'm Tiffany Carter. Over 15 years, I've helped more than 150,000 people transform their businesses, wealth, and relationship with money by combining neuroscience, identity work, manifestation, and proven strategy. And during these 7 days, I will be your guide, and I'm honored to do so. Another unplanned, insane, magical synchronicity that has occurred for recording this series that I knew deep in my bones had to be done, and I was resisting doing it because of how powerful it felt, how potent it felt, and I didn't know what to do with that energy, much like what we're doing here. I had to take myself on this journey in order to be able to guide you and create this for you. I am on the other side of a quantum jump myself. In the year of the snake, last year, insane ego death, the amount of stuff that I had to release in order to be able to quantum jump, and it wasn't going to happen 1 second sooner. I couldn't have one thread of holding on to my past identity or things that were expired that no longer served me. And the second that final string, I released it, everything changed. But I wasn't waiting for it to change. I wasn't looking for it to change. It just did. Because waiting for it and looking for it would have been me operating in my old identity of wanting confirmation, of wanting evidence, of wanting external reassurance and certainty and all of that. I had to do the work knowing that doing this painful, scary work would lead me to my greatest expansion and a quantum jump to my next level where I'm meant to be. And then that's enough. That's more than enough. I had to have faith and I had to have trust in the release. Not, well, I released, where's my reward? And I share this with you. And I know some of you are more familiar with me than others. And I know there's so many people who've come here who are new here, and this is your first time being exposed to me and my energy. Maybe someone shared the series with you. And if someone does come to your mind when you're doing this series, trust that you're supposed to send it to them. You don't need to check in and see if they've done it, but just let them know that you felt called to share this with them, and there's something in it. There must be something in it. There must be a divine reason. Because there is. But wow, you are being called to this thing that feels that insane and that magnetizing and that big. And it can be just like you're eating food and it's too big of a bite to swallow. It's so much abundance, and it's so much of what you want and what you want to feel and the life that you want to have, that it takes your breath away. And that can read as being scary in our bodies and our nervous system. And then we dim our light, then we shrink down, we get into self-sabotaging behaviors, whether they're conscious or subconscious. And we're releasing that. This is the exact quantum walk I took to get to the other side. Today is one of the most powerful parts of this walk, which is the release. You can't get to where you want to go by carrying heavy, heavy baggage of the past. When you think of even relationships and you had a friend that did you dirty, Or maybe you were married and went through a brutal divorce. You can't carry that into your next friendship, that next relationship, and expect it to go well and expect it to be smooth and expect it to be healthy, can you? No, it gets tainted. It gets messy. It gets hard. It gets heavy. And that's why a lot of people will quit. Because you're trying to carry things from your past that you're not supposed to be carrying anymore. And you're smashing a square peg into a round hole. And that's why everything feels so hard. And you need to lighten your load. You can't be riding towards this new life with old fears, old identities, old disappointments, old betrayals, old money stories, old visibility wounds. I mean, the horse can still move. It's a fire horse after all, but not efficiently, not freely, not powerfully, not fully balanced energetically. And there will be questions and exercises to go along to help you with this release and have it stay released. Because I know that you've released things even for a day, even for an hour, only to wake up the next day and it's glommed back onto you like a parasite. And why? Because it was never fully released in the first place. You thought you released it. And maybe you did release it from your mind, but you didn't release it from your body. And your tissues hold all the issues, okay? If it is not a full, true, 100% surrender, there's no such thing as a half surrender. You can't surrender on a contingency plan. You can't have faith on a contingency plan. It's got to be a full release and faith. So make sure that you have your Firehorse Identity Journal. You can go to projectmewithttiffany.com/firehorsewalk to get it. The first 1,111 people get it for free. To make it easy, I've put it in the show notes for you here on Apple, Spotify, all the places, Amazon Music, and in the description here on YouTube at ProjectME TV, along with some other resources that are designed to take you and accelerate this entire process for you, to accelerate this journey, if you so choose, if you're there yet. So you can also find that in the show notes. What are you asking your fire horse to carry that it was never meant to carry? It really wasn't. It came from generations. It came from society. It came from the government. It came from your parents. It came from bullshit. But you were never meant to carry it. What is it? What are you asking it to carry on this journey that it just doesn't serve you? What fears are you having it carry? What burden have you normalized carrying? What expired version of you are you still dragging along? What story are you protecting that's limiting you? The story of not enoughness, the story of this will never happen for me, the story of this is going to be hard, or this is going to require more of me and more sacrifice if I make more money. What would become lighter if you stopped carrying it? What would become lighter for that horse if you stopped carrying it? Even if you just set it down temporarily for a walk today. There's a reason why jockeys are petite. because the less weight on the horse, the faster they can run, the more free they feel, the more expansive they feel. That doesn't make the jockey any less powerful in terms of steering it, in terms of training it, in terms of energetically harnessing it. It makes it more powerful. Jockeys even have to be trained in being able to spiritually be fit, mentally be fit, emotionally be fit, because these beautiful creatures pick up on all of that energy, just like the animals you have in your house pick up on your energy. So is your fire horse, and your fire horse is even more in tuned and more intuitive and more dialed in. What do you need to put down? And I know it's so familiar, and I know putting down some of these things and people and beliefs and bullshit and stories, it's going to require you to take different action if you put it down. You have the story because the story allows you to stay in this self-preservation, self-protection mode. It gives you a pass. It gives you an out. It lets you off the hook. We all have them. Even the most successful of the people that I coach, even people who are very well known and have all sorts of accolades and all the figures in the bank account, even the people who seem like nothing rattles them, they have all this too. We're all human beings having a very similar experience, but it's a matter of how you choose to ride throughout your life, and doing it with intention or just letting it be however you want it to be. But the fire horse here isn't letting you do that shit anymore, because things have gotten so uncomfortable and so chaotic and so challenging and so confining, because it's here meant to wake certain people up. Not everybody. And it doesn't matter everyone else's journey. We're talking about yours. You're being called. And being called can feel scary in of itself. What would become lighter if you stopped carrying it? What story are you protecting? Are you guarding that really doesn't have any true benefit? That it's not going to be possible. One of mine was, if it was going to happen, it would have already happened by now, for the love of God. Well, says who? I'm not God. I'm not the universe. I know I'm going to be on this earth a long time. I've known it since I was a little girl. Everyone's journey looks different. We have no idea what or when is going to happen to somebody. We're really all in a simulation. We're all operating in this wild video game. And some people are 27 levels ahead, and they seem to have passed through all those levels so easily. And you've just trudged along and gotten a level here, a level there. And then you get stuck at a level which seems forever. And then everyone around you was like, oh, that was my easiest level. And it was the hardest for you. And it's frustrating to see that. But we all have different things that we're carrying, that we've picked up from ancestors, from generations, from what we were born into, where we were born. Everyone has burdens to carry, and everyone also has blessings to carry. But you can also put those burdens down. at least put it down in the damn year of the fire horse and let that baby run and let that baby do its thing. So you can get so many levels ahead and feel expansive and feel free. And then all of the pain and everything that has taken so much work for you and grit and just relentlessness. And you're like, wow, this is the payoff for that. And let me tell you something, because I'm on the other side and I've been through a massive quantum jump before. We have about 5 to 7 in our lifetime. And you're lucky to even be conscious of having one. Most people aren't conscious even of them. When you're conscious of them, now things go to a very different level because you can do things with intention. This is the most conscious quantum jump I've ever had, which has also made it incredibly deeply painful and isolating and terrifying, because I'm awake and I can feel all the feelings and I feel it in my body and I know what's going on and the insanity. But all that pain is worth it. I know how hard you're working. I know how hard things have been. Even you have so many beautiful things in your life, but you're fucking tired. You're craving lightness. You're not afraid to work. You're not afraid to do the thing. You're not saying, I just want to sit back and be entitled. You're not that kind of a person. But it just can't be this hard anymore. You just don't have it in you. And you know what? It doesn't have to be this hard. It doesn't need to be anymore. There's another way to do it, but you've got to put down some of this weight. What's a story that you've been telling yourself about why you can't do the thing, or why the thing can't grow into what you want it to grow to, the thing that you want to do? What's your story that you know is certainly not helping you get there? You could call it an excuse. Excuses are stories. I've heard them all. I'm coaching people from all over the world for many years. I've heard so many stories, and where people have been so convinced of them and so bought into their story. And it's like, I can't guide you if you are determined to stay in that story. I can help guide you out of it, but if you really are dead set on staying in that story, then it's not your time. So my question to you is, are you going to release that story, or do you want to grip on to that? Do you want to hold on to it with those reins with both hands? Is that what you want? Do you want to get on that horse when it's time to ride it and be shackled with tons and tons of weight, where the horse is uncomfortable and isn't fully free, and you're not free, and you feel stiff and you feel tired and you can barely get on the horse? What do you need to release? Fears are stories too. Staying in the fear, it's another way of allowing yourself to not do the thing. Because if I say I'm afraid, well then you're just going to stay afraid for your entire life? You're going to keep telling that horse, I'm afraid? The horse isn't going to move very much if you keep saying you're afraid, because it feels your fear. And if you're afraid, it's afraid because you're supposed to lead it. So how are you supposed to lead to where you want to go, to that next expansive level, if you are so weighted down with fear, and you can feel the fear, but not hold on to it, not have a vice grip on it. If you knew that it was absolutely possible for you to have the life you want, you knew it, you had concrete proof of it, you had a document signed by God himself, what would you let go of? What would you release? There's been people in my life that I've held on to, I've vice gripped onto, stories, excuses, habits, weight, physical weight. Some of you have that going on too. The byproduct of releasing these things is excess inflammation, and weight you have on you will start to come off. Because you put so much stress on your body by gripping and holding things so tightly, it actually physically makes you sick. This is proof. It makes us sick. And you're making this horse sick. And as you're walking alongside this beautiful creature, and you want to feel light and free and flexible and be able to skip and dance and experience life as it's meant to be lived, and not feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. And what do you need to throw over your shoulder? What do you need to drop? What do you need to release? I want you to picture yourself dropping these bricks, tossing these things out into the ocean. Whatever visual works for you. I want there to be some weight to it, though, to remind you of how heavy this is. You know, some of these are 5-pound stones, some are 10-pound stones, some are 40-pound stones. You know, I only have a couple stones left, and some of you might be where I'm at, but those couple are ones that have been with you for fucking decades, maybe even generations. They're biggies. They're ones that are harder for you to release than others, that you have more resistance to release, but they're the ones that you're going to feel the most on the other side. You know, mine comes with a fear of being highly, highly visible on a big, big, big level. That if you're that visible, if you're that exposed, even though you have good intentions and a pure heart and you're helping so many people, that you're going to get punished for it, pummeled for it, that it'll take you out, that it'll destroy you, that it'll ruin your life. That's one of my boulders to release during this quantum jump. When you're raised in an environment that you shining and you being light and you being that special star seed was not safe and was met with punishment and was even met with energetic hatred, even jealousy by the person who birthed you, by the people around you. You could feel it. How couldn't that stick with you? It's understandable. So the stuff you need to release, don't add shame to it. Many of you have shame to release. Shame for carrying something so long. Shame for this still being your story, and you've been doing this so long, or you help people heal, or you're a coach yourself, or you know, you do this kind of work, or you've had a million years of therapy. Or you are a therapist, you are a psychologist. You should know better. That's all shame. No, you shouldn't. We're all human beings. All that other stuff is what kind of makes us, different and interesting and shape our path. What are you afraid will happen releasing that boulder, the bigger ones? Because you know it's not good for you to hold on to it. You know you need to let it go. This isn't news to you. You've even had people tell you, which is very irritating when someone tells you, we got to let that go. I can't believe you're still focusing on that. Well, those people don't fucking get it. If it was that simple, you would have done it. What's different now is you're not alone. You're clearly being called. That's undeniable. And you've been pruned, you've been primed and positioned for this. And it's fucking time. What are you afraid will happen when you release this? A lot of the time, it's just that you don't know what it feels like to feel light and expansive and free, energetically, spiritually, physically, mentally, because you've never felt it in your life or you haven't felt it in so long. And so it reads to your body as it being dangerous and uncomfortable because you've just not been there before. I remember the first time I got a massage. I was nervous and I was uncomfortable because I didn't know what to expect, even though I know it was going to be good for me and I knew it's supposed to be a calming, relaxing experience. Right? I can get like this before I travel even to a new country. So know that going on in your body, that doesn't mean that something bad is going to happen. It's just needs to be reminded that it's time and that you're safe and that you're supported in releasing this. And you also don't have to. And I want you to give yourself permission. You don't have to. You can keep holding on to this. You can hold on to these things. You can hold on to all the things. You're not going to be able to get to where you want to go. So you need to be in acceptance of that. So you can't hold on to these things and get to where you want to go and have your quantum jump. It's not possible. Believe me, I've tried and there's millions of others who have tried unsuccessfully. And nor should you have to. The journey to getting there, this makes me emotional. The journey to getting there gets to be light. How about that? And I know the journey for you has been hard. And there are hard parts of a journey. And there's no escaping that in human existence. But we also have to make room for the journey to be light. And release these things. What are you releasing? Toss it over. Set it down if that feels better. I want you to envision yourself walking with your fire horse away from it. You can look back at it. See it for what it is. It's time for you to go. We're setting ourselves free now. It no longer has to be the story. We're in charge of what our story is. We're actually in charge of what our fears get to be. And not that you have fear. You can't escape having fear. It's a human emotion. But we can certainly rev up or rev down a fear by what we're feeding it with our thoughts, with our beliefs. As someone who has complex PTSD, I have lots of fears that automatically come up, involuntarily come up. I have flashbacks that come up. I can't stop them from coming up, but I have a choice whether to hold on to them or release them when they do. And I release them. Sometimes I hold them for a little bit and then release them, and that's okay. But the things that are really making it impossible for your horse to move, and move very far, and with feeling great while doing it, are the bigger boulders. It's a form of self-punishment and self-abandonment and self-abuse. I know you would never get on a horse on purpose with pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds of excess weight and put that on that beautiful animal. I know you would never do that intentionally. And you've done it to yourself, because when you start accumulating these things, these bricks, this weight, and they accumulate over time, you just get so used to it and you get so desensitized to it. It becomes familiar, becomes a slog. And when you release it, it's like, oh my God, there's so much room here. There's so much expansion here. How was I able to fucking go through life with having all of that? And you can see how you can quantum jump that way, because look at how much faster you can move and freer you can move and freer you can think when you let something like that go. That's the science behind timeline jumping. It really is a real thing. This isn't some spiritual voodoo. This is real shit. That's why you're feeling it. What did you put down? What do you need to say to it to release the shame from you carrying it too long, from you picking it up in the first place? How is it feeling in your body right now to walk without that? Even check in with your horse. How's your horse feeling? Hold on to this feeling for the rest of your walk. Your ego will likely try to pick it back up because it's not used to having so much space. And you're in charge of not letting that happen. You're in charge of making sure that that doesn't get picked back up again. And to help you with this, make sure you do the part 3 exercises inside your Firehorse Identity Journal. ProjectMeWithTiffany.com/firehorsewalk. There is an accelerator that I've put also inside the show notes for you that you can swipe up on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, and in the description here on YouTube at ProjectME TV, to take this to another level. And you'll know how you're feeling and being called, where you're like, no, I know, it's time to motherfucking rise. It's time. And you have that feeling within you. That's because it is. You don't need any other sign than that. Love you.